So I want to get to the next story here, which has got to do with Epstein. So Epstein, Pam Bondi comes out and releases this over the weekend, Vinny, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
She releases this story about what is the files that we're looking at? 300.
$3.5 million, Rob?
What is it? No, it's not 300.
Oh, the 300 names.
Right? Pam Bondi lists 300 bigwigs named in Epstein file, including Trump's, Obama's, Clinton's, and Kamala Harris, in a new story that was released. Is this it, Rob?
This is the letter, yes, and then these are the names.
These are the names. Zoom in a little bit, but it's just the names are being listed, right? It's not saying, it's saying these names are in there.
Yes.
Is that what it's saying, Rob?
Yep.
Okay, William Barr, you'll see some of the names. John Bolton, Bono from U2 is there. Tucker Carlson, Dick Cheney, Hillary Clinton. You see John Brennan, Beyonce, Hunter Biden. You see a lot of Leon Black, a lot of these names that are in there. I saw a story the other day from Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan clip showed up on my news feed, and it said something about, they found 330 gallons of sulfuric acid that was shipped to his private island on the same day that the FBI reopened its investigation into him in 2018. I could not believe it that they found 55 gallons. K-Rob, play this clip.
Did you guys see what Joe Rogan just said?
Here's one of the craziest ones. The day he was indicted in 2018, the very next day he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid.
What?
Yes. He ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to be delivered to the island.
Did you guys see what Joe Rogan
pause it right there. So then, Rob, can you go on ChatGPT and check to see, is it true that on December 6th, 2018, day after he got indicted, Epstein ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid? Okay? Can you do that? By the way, it's one of the creepiest things, which goes and gets linked to some of the claims that people are making. Okay, so let's see what short answer that we're going to be partly true. Yes, documents indicate that Epstein entities ordered 6 55-gallon drums, 330 gallons of sulfuric acid on December 6, 2018, which appears to line up with the renewed federal scrutiny, but there's no proof it was for destroying evidence or anything criminal.
Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
so then do me a favor, Rob. Can you give me top 10 reasons why people order 655, why somebody would order 6 55 gallons of sulfuric acid?
A civilian, though, Pat, not a company, an individual.
A civilian.
A civilian.
10 reasons why a civilian would order 655 gallons of sulfuric. Maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe it's a new drink that's even better than absinthe. Maybe it's some hardcore liquor that's coming out. Maybe we're low-level type of people. We don't party as hard as Epstein does, okay? Maybe this guy's doing stuff that we've never heard about before. Here we go.
While he's looking
Water
it up.
treatment, number one. All right. Large reverse osmosis.
Yeah.
Okay. Use sulfuric acid to control pH levels and prevent mineral buildup. All right. Number two, swimming pool and spa chemical control.
I think that's misleading. I saw that over the weekend. I looked it up. Muriatic acid, when blended with chlorine, balances the chlorine in a swimming pool. It's muriatic acid, not sulfuric acid for swimming pools.
Bingo.
By the way, I want you to ask ChatGPT afterwards, Rob. Battery maintenance and storage facilities, agriculture soil conditioning, industrial cleaning, descaling, metal processing and fabrication. Go a little bit lower. 7, fertilizer production and storage, septic system waste treatment, generator and fuel, marine. Okay, now do me a favor. What would an evil person, give me 5 reasons what an evil person who's a criminal would order sulfuric acid for. Think as if you work for the FBI investigating a criminal here. Okay, and let's see what it says. Why ChatGPT flip out for a second and be like, the system is down, the system is down, the system is down. In a way, analysts would. High-level behavioral signals. Okay, no problem. Number one, evidence destruction. Thank you.
Bingo. Destruction of physical infrastructure.
Okay. Number two, destruction of physical infrastructure. When organized destroy, go a little bit lower, Rob. Sometimes destroying. Number three, intimidation or violent intent. What triggers scrutiny is threat reports from victims, protective orders, communication, illegal industrial activity or environmental crimes, staging or creating. Now ask the other question. Has any killer in the history killed people using sulfuric acid?
Besides Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Has it ever happened? And if yes, can you give me 3 cases of people who have used sulfuric acid to kill people?
Crazy 8 came through the ceiling.
Who's this?
Crazy 8. In Breaking Bad, they used sulfuric acid to kill Crazy 8, a drug dealer, but they left the sulfuric acid in the bathtub, and it sank through and ate through the building and fell down.
And Crazy 8 came through the ceiling.
Yeah, not good.
What was left of him?
Show, so
that'll be after Lord of the Rings.
It was gross.
Right.
It was just
so
a spine.
now here's the next one. Is it working, Rob, or it's slowed down a little bit, right? What's the point here? Who the hell orders 6 55-gallon sulfuric acid a day after you're indicted? Okay, let's speculate. Allegedly, while ChatGPT is taking its time, look at this, it's freaking out. Okay, it's freaking out on the question that was asked here. It doesn't even know what to say. Yeah. What would you say? Why would somebody do that? Let's see.
Okay.
So there's been crimes. Sulfuric acid, what pretty well documented. John George Haig, the acid bath murderer, okay, English serial killer active between 44 and 1949, killed multiple victims for financial gain, used sulfuric acid to try to destroy bodies and eliminate evidence for the murders, believed that without a body he couldn't be convicted, a theory that ultimately failed. He was convicted and executed in 49, and his case became one of the earliest examples of forensic scientists proven no body, no crime myth. George Alexandre Serret from France, go a little bit lower. French criminal convicted, double murder, dissolved criminals, remains in sulfuric acid after killing them. Hello. Joanne Rand acid killing case, UK 2017. This is recent. High-strength sulfuric acid was used in a violent altercation. Victim later died from complications linked to the attack. Rob, can you do me a favor and see if Joanne Reed is at all in the Epstein files? Some crazy thing we're just checking right now. Watch it be in the Epstein files.
Joe, baby,
Joanne
can you swing
Reed,
by the island and do a favor for me?
Yeah.
If it's in the files, by the way, and they met each other
Are you 18 years old?
pre-17, yes.
You're 18, Rob.
See if that name is in there. No results. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. Vinny, continue, please.
Well, I mean, if we're speculating, and this is all allegedly, if I was on an island, not only recording, but flying in extremely famous people, higher up, heads of state, actors, you name it, and they were having sex with underage girls, there is no way you can let an underage girl go back into society after she's seen the face of client 1, client 2, client 3. There's absolutely no way. Yes, there are some of these survivors that are out that have been showing up to Congress, which, I mean, I hope that they give them witness protection and come through, but there's no way, Pat. Dead men and dead women tell no tales. You have to get rid of them. You have to. Like, there's no way you're going to let her go back into society. Let's just say, allegedly, you were hooking up with Bill Clinton. What are you going to do with that person? You're going to let this 15-year-old go back into society and see Bill Clinton on TV and go, that's the guy right there. So another email, Rob, and I sent this to you in Slack yesterday. On November 19, to answer your question, allegedly, Pat, there was an email titled Confidential. Jeffrey Epstein claims 2 foreign girls were buried in the hills outside of Zorro Ranch on orders of Epstein and Madam G. Let's take a guess who that is. Alleging both died from strangulation. If you read that email right there, Robbie, it says, what is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Did you know somewhere in the hills outside of Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G. Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. Okay? And everybody out there can speculate and do what you want. What we're seeing, and it's going to take a while to get through these 3 million or 6, whatever million emails. These people are disgusting, Luciferian, devil-worshipping, sacrifice, pedophilia, and cannibalism. I don't care what anybody says. From what I can gather and muster, this pizza, hot dogs, insinuation with young kids, it's so blatantly obvious at this point. I'm not one of these people that's going to sit back and go, well, you know, they could have eaten $65,000 worth of hot dogs in the basement of the. No. It's undeniable to me at this point, Pat. You can't let them live. They had to. By the way, there was a dentist office, Pat. There's a dentist office there, as if you wanted to pull the teeth out of these victims. That's another thing that they do. Pull the teeth out, get rid of the evidence. You shave their head, you throw them in the ocean, and that's it, Pat. This is something disgusting, and I think that's it right there, Rob. I don't know whose face that is on the wall or the walls, which is creepy. Can you imagine going into the dentist's office and that's it?
What is that?
That's the dentist office at Epstein Island.
And do you know what Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend went on to do as a profession?
What?
A dentist.
Oh, isn't that weird?
The last woman he dated before he died was a woman who went to dental school, practiced dentistry, and they have a dental. And there were reports that they were pulling the teeth out of the children. They were calling them blowholes. That was according to one report of a survivor. In the files, they pulled the teeth out so that they couldn't bite back during the sexual assaults.
Think about that. Think about that. You have a dentist's office to pull the teeth out of kids so they don't bite you and fight back, and then 2 for 1. When you, God forbid, kill these freaking poor kids, there's no evidence of their teeth. Because when people die, Pat, it's not the skull's nothing. It's your teeth. The dental records is how they identify you. So, and I know, and it's crazy, the more and more you're hearing, the trap doors, all the parties, all the people, and all these names, that's the only messed up thing is they redacted everybody's name. Why can't we see who these people were? Who are you emailing? Who is Jeffrey Epstein talking to about the killing of these 2 people? And I'm going to wait, Pat, for them to talk because I have the pandemic email to me is even worse. Not worse than this, but I'm just saying.
Tom.
No, I have nothing to add.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah. What can you even say?
Nothing
Tommy?
to add. No analysis to add. You go through these emails and it's horrifying. And to me, it's not where we are today. It's where the authorities were and when they gave him the sweet deal. They knew he was bad. They had him. And there were powerful people that helped him not only walk on a sweetheart deal, but go to minimum security with self-managed, self-reconnaissance on the weekends. He allowed him to go home on the weekends.
To do what?
He wasn't even in prison.
Yep.
And my question is, how did he get that deal and who gave him that deal? Because that was where they knew what was going on, but they did it. And the minute he was out on that, the email showed that he was back to things that was present in the emails before that. And so it's like you had an opportunity to get this guy. You had an opportunity there to do it, but somebody dropped the dime on somebody, and he got back out, was doing the same thing again, and that whiff shows me how big it is. That's what shows me how big it is.
And Tom, what are the odds that Pam Bondi is in charge of, she's the highest ranking law enforcement official in the United States during this administration, and this is when it's coming out? What are the odds? What are the odds that they picked that girl who came in after Alex Acosta that didn't go after anybody? They didn't go after anybody, or they didn't arrest anybody. And now all these years later, she's put to be in there. And from my perspective, she is horrible at her job. She can't speak in front of the camera. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She got caught on camera saying that there was 10,000 hours of
at the restaurant at lunch.
The restaurant at
in
lunch.
A public place.
Yeah, and then you were forced to come out on the White House lawn and tell the truth. Okay, and then you backtrack.
Or to say something.
Yeah, it's, oh man, it drives me crazy. It actually drives me crazy.
What story were you going to go to now?
So I was going to go, so in 2015, an email to Jeffrey Epstein revealed subject, preparing for pandemics. Okay, the sender wrote, let's discuss next steps, how to officially involve the WHO and the CDC. I hope we can pull this off. Jeffrey Epstein was looped into conversations about pandemic planning and global health coordination a few weeks before the pandemic. How is this not, unredact that name? What are we talking about? Let's discuss how to officially involve the WHO. That's why, by the way, we just withdraw from the WHO, thank God. And the ICRC, best regards, I hope we can pull this off. This is huge. Subject, preparing for pandemics. And that's why the connection with him and Bill Gates, what the hell are we even talking about right now? How is this not the number one thing? The number one thing besides the children is unredact that name. Who is he talking to about a freaking pandemic weeks before this thing killed how many millions of people? How many?
This is almost 5 years to the day. And look at the attachment. You know, document number this, Geneva meeting on pandemics. Geneva is where the world gets together, right? You go to The Hague, you go to Geneva. These are where, like, typically global conferences are.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then there's one more, Robbie. I sent it to you. What is Jeffrey Epstein quotes a question to Bill Gates? Okay, and in it he says, "Give me 1 second."
What was the date of that email, Rob?
March 15th, March 20th, 2015.
Okay, hang on with that real quick. Can you go? Let me check this here. What was that? March 20th,
2015.
Okay, so
Jeez.
there is I want you to go search a Bill Gates TED Talk 2015. What's the title of it? Bill Gates TED Talk 2015.
Oh, wow. And look at the date.
What's the date? Look
April
at the
3rd.
date.
April
Look
3rd.
at the date.
2 weeks
April
later.
3rd, 2015, 2 weeks after that email. So he does a TED Talks. How many views does it get, Rob?
Jeez.
The next outbreak, we're not ready. Okay, and what is the
Wow.
38 million views, Vinny? This is 2 weeks after that email that he's given. So I went in 2015 and I said, what were any major events that took place in 2015 where they talked about COVID or
And this came
a
up.
pandemic? And this came up. What do you think, Tom, with Vinny when he's showing this? How do you process this information?
Well, I think it's pretty freaking scary that these guys are talking about it. But on the other hand, I try to connect. How do you connect any of these guys to the Wuhan lab and to China doing it intentionally?
Fauci's their boy.
Right.
Tom.
That's my.
Yeah.
That's
What-
you know. I see the Fauci crossover, but I don't see the Fauci crossover from the lab. I don't think it was a casual leak. I think it was.
Well,
like
Tom,
a-
are you ready for this? When you're having conversations with Jeffrey Epstein to whoever, Robbie, does it say who's he emailing?
It doesn't. It's blacked out.
Guys,
on
are you ready for this? Anytime, you can always call Boom Home. Make sure you have my cell, Jeff. Also, I've been thinking a lot about that question you asked Bill Gates. Are you ready? How do we get rid of poor people as a whole? I have an answer / comment regarding that for you. When can I call you to discuss this? What do you think they're probably talking about? Maybe a global pandemic that killed all the old people and a bunch of poor people? What do you guys think,
And
Tom?
this is 2011.
But even worse,
15
Tom.
years ago.
They've been planning this for forever, Tom. Every time you hear Bill Gates, every time you hear George Soros, every time you hear these powerful freaking people, they always say overpopulation. There's too many of us. Okay, we're peasants in their eyes, Tom. We're nothing to them. And I think this is, bro.
So now Jeffrey Epstein did COVID?
Well, Adam, why is he talking about
No.
pre-pandemic?
This isn't about
No.
Jeffrey Epstein did COVID. This is about a conversation. How do we get rid of poor people as a whole?
Yo, who has those conversations? And I have an answer. When can I call you to talk about this? This isn't like a
It's a
joking
little bit
ha-ha.
suspect. It's a little
Yeah,
bit suspect.
it's not an LOL email. This isn't a funny email. When you're involved with this type of stuff and you have sulfuric acid coming, you're like, bro, we're dealing with disgusting, evil people, bro. So who knows? Who knows?
Adam.
COVID wasn't accidental. COVID wasn't, oh, whoops, it's here. They were prepping us for it. They had a pre-pandemic, what was it called, Robbie? Do you remember the event?
Event 201, I
Event
believe.
201, everything weeks before, and then COVID hit. Weird. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's it right there. Event 201, and then the event happened.
And look
Give
who
me
was involved. The Bill
Oh,
and Melinda
Bill and Melinda Gates. You don't
Foundation.
say, Rob.
This one won't last a second, folks. We're at the Pentagon. I don't know where we were at, Department of State. Guy pulls up to us and says, you know what's the only thing I don't like about you guys? I said, what's that? I'm trying to see what he's going to say. Tom was right next to me.
Yep.
Your limited edition hats, when you announce, sells out immediately. And some of us that don't watch the videos until the afternoon, we don't get a chance to get it. I said, dude, I can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Here's the latest limited edition. Look at how this beautiful hat, yellow hat, 250th anniversary. Go ahead, Rob.
February is about discipline, the habits built daily, the consistency that shapes
This is
who
sick,
we
Vinny.
become, resilience, responsibility, and the courage to move forward with conviction. Consistency creates confidence. Confidence fuels consistency. Honoring our past gives purpose to our future. At 250 years strong, one message stands clear. The future looks bright at 250. One nation under God.
Limited edition, 250 hats. Like I told you last time, the last one sold within the first 100 minutes that we had, a little over an hour and 40 minutes that we had. It was gone. This one's going to go in no time because this is as we go further, the hats get more and more limited and until we get. But this is going to be the one. Some of you guys are going to own all of them. And if you guys don't pick this up, you can still buy this on eBay when other people buy them and post it there. So go pick this one up. There's one that's black and silver for some of you guys that don't get access to this one. The black and silver is not limited. It's one that anybody can order.
That's sick.
So you can get that one as well. Place order for both of them because these sold out last time and we have to get a whole new shipment coming out, so they don't get there till March. Anyways, having said that, go to vtmerch.com. Place your order there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.